The scholarship kid I sponsored asked to borrow my clothes, so I gave her a sweater my dog had worn. I did it because I'd been reborn. In my past life, she'd bound herself to a system that let her steal my life by using my things. She became the school's genius queen bee, the top-ranked student, and started dating the campus heartthrob. They went viral online as the high school it couple. Meanwhile, my grades plummeted. I could barely afford to eat. I was ostracized for my smelly, dirty clothes. When I tried to tell people what was happening, she struck first, painting me as a delusional, ungrateful backstabber. Finally, on my way to the police station, I was intercepted by men she'd hired, dragged into a van, and tortured to death. This time, when she came to me for help, I agreed without a second thought. This time, you can enjoy the life I have planned for you. During the break between classes, Stella shuffled up to my desk, her eyes red. "Chloe," she stammered, "can I borrow your jacket?" I was running in pee and accidentally ripped my uniform. She turned around, and sure enough, there was a huge tear down her back, exposing her frayed bra strap. A few students gasped. "Oh my God, a girl can't walk around with ripped clothes like that. Chloe, just give her your jacket. The queen is asking you, hurry up and say yes. It'll be so embarrassing if someone from another class sees." "Yay, what are you waiting for? You don't want to help. She's your classmate, it's a small favor." It used to be that Stella was the one everyone ignored and picked on. But ever since she'd bound me to her system, she'd been quietly swapping our looks. Now, she was the beautiful, innocent girl who aced every test, the one guys fought over to buy lunch for. And me? I was stuck with a greasy, sallow face full of freckles. No matter how hard I studied, I was always at the bottom of the class rankings. The weirdest part was that everyone's memories had been altered. No one remembered that Stella and I had switched faces. Right now, I smirked at the boys fawning over her. "You guys have jackets, too. Why don't you be the heroes and lend her one?" I said. "I'll let you have the honor from now on." I'm sure Stella would be very grateful. As soon as I said it, the boys turned and started digging through their own desks for their jackets. Stella looked at these sloppy, nerdy guys, and every cell in her body recoiled. "No, I don't want them. Take them away." Her eyes blinked, and a fresh layer of tears welled up as she looked at me, her voice trembling. "Chloe, did I do something to make you hate me? Please tell me. I'll apologize for whatever it was." I had to admit, a beautiful girl on the verge of tears is a powerful sight. She looked so pitiful, you couldn't help but want to protect her. Sure enough, the boys who had turned away now spun back, convinced I was bullying her. They shoved me aside. They rummaged through my desk and pulled out a knit cardigan with an LV logo, presenting it to Stella like a treasure. I slammed hard into the corner of the desk. Stella took the cardigan, a triumphant gleam in her eye, but as she unfolded it, she looked confused. "Chloe, I've never seen you wear this before. Is it new? You haven't even worn it yet, have you? This LV must be pretty expensive. I don't need something this nice. I can just wear the one you have on." She frowned at me. I picked myself up off the floor and said slowly, "Stella, that's the one I wear every day. It's just under my uniform. If you don't want it, just give it back." I made a move to take it, but she clutched it to her chest, her eyes shining with a frightening intensity. "You wear it every day? Oh, that's wonderful. I'll take good care of it." It was my dog's favorite sweater. He's been with me since he was a puppy and is an old man now. If we're going to trade fates, then I guess I should thank you for giving him a chance to be with me a little longer. At lunch, I was in the cafeteria line when someone tapped my shoulder. "I finally get to meet you in person." I turned around and saw Leo, the school heartthrob who was always in the school's promotional photos. He was even better looking in person, cool and dazzling. No wonder he'd already been accepted into a prestigious film school. The second he saw my face, the excitement in his eyes vanished, replaced by disappointment and disgust. "What, it's you?" Before I could react, he took 2 steps back and walked away. Halfway across the cafeteria, he ran right into Stella. Their eyes met. A guilty look flashed across her face, and she instinctively tried to walk away. But he was already blocking her path, his voice filled with excitement. "It's you. I saw the singing video you sent me. It was amazing. I followed you back. Don't you remember me?" Stella cleared her throat, her voice unnaturally prim. Of course, I remember you, Leo. It's nice to meet you in person. Even though the system had given her a face that looked like mine, it hadn't changed her voice. She spoke slowly, trying to enunciate, but you could still catch a slight twang in her accent. More importantly, since when was she a good singer? She was famously tone deaf. The light in Leo's eyes dimmed slightly, but he still looked at her eagerly. I just got back to school today. I don't have many friends here. Would you be willing to hang out with me for a while? The legendary campus heartthrob was back. Students walking by slowed down to sneak a look. Hearing his invitation, they nearly dropped their lunch trays. The gossip started immediately. Oh my god, that's Leo. I've only seen guys that handsome on TV. Who's that girl? She's really pretty too. But wow, she's so lucky to get his attention. I feel like they're going to get together. I'd ship them so hard. And Leo's super rich. His dad owns a company, and his mom's an artist. He's basically a romance novel hero. I'm so jealous. I stood off to the side, watching. Stella glanced at me, then turned back to Leo with a smile. Of course. That afternoon, the classroom was buzzing. It wasn't just because Leo was back, stunning everyone with his good looks. It was also because the annual school festival was introducing a special partners dance this year. Everyone was too excited to focus, secretly using their phones to look up what to wear. Chloe, you've been our class's lead singer every year. You should sign up for a solo this time, my desk mate whispered, nudging my arm. I was working on a problem and paused, a little stunned. Being the lead singer standing on stage, feeling the cheers and applause from the crowd. It felt like a lifetime ago. My desk mate saw the sadness in my eyes and tried to cheer me up. It's okay. The acne is just a teenage hormone thing. It won't stop us from enjoying your voice. Don't lose hope, Chloe. In my heart, you'll always be our pop princess. Just then, the student in charge of the event started collecting names for the performance list. I stood up and walked to the front. I'm signing up for a solo. The noisy classroom gradually fell silent. One of the guys sneered, a solo? Do you know how many people watch the school festival? It's live streamed. If you want to get famous, you should look in a mirror first. Yeah, don't tell people you're from our class. We can't afford the embarrassment. With all that acne and those freckles, you look like you've been disfigured. The audience will probably piss their pants. The whole class erupted in laughter. What does it have to do with you? I have the right to sign up, I said coldly, turning to walk back to my seat. Suddenly, as if possessed, I looked up and my eyes met Stella's from across the room. She hadn't been quick enough to hide the jealousy in her gaze. When our eyes met, she forced a smile. Chloe, I hope your performance is a success. Clink. Her pen fell from her hand, splattering ink all over the floor. As soon as class ended, Stella rushed over to borrow something. Chloe, my only pen broke last period. Can I use one of yours? I opened my pencil case and showed her. Sorry, I only have one gel pen. Well, do you have a notebook I can use to work out some problems? A used one is fine. I refused again. Nope. Stella's face soured. She clenched her fists. It seemed like she was determined to get something from me today. Just then there was a commotion outside the classroom. Someone shouted, Stella, come out. Someone's looking for you. I glanced through the window and saw Leo, surrounded by a group of swooning girls. He was wearing a light blue striped shirt today that made his neck look long and elegant. His dark hair fell across his forehead, giving him a scholarly air. Stella. Leo stood in the sunlight, a bright smile on his face. He was holding 2 bottles of chocolate milk. Stella blushed. She lifted her chin, composed herself into her most beautiful smile, and walked out. For the dance, a girl can accept one guy's invitation. Do you have a partner yet? Leo asked. Stella bit her lip and shook her head. Not yet. An irrepressible grin spread across his face as he handed her one of the milks. Well then, how about you consider me? The other students watched, sighing with envy. Stella's on financial aid. She can't even afford textbooks. Now she has a chance to marry into money and change her life. Yeah, Leo is going to be a huge star, and his family is so rich, they could live for generations without running out of money. But Stella is amazing too. She's been #1 in the grade on the last few tests, even though I never see her study. Sigh, people like us, average looks, average grades. We're just here to fill up the numbers in this world. Listening to all this, I didn't pause in my work. What did other people's lives have to do with me? All I knew was that a high school student's most important job is to study. Suddenly, Stella's crisp voice called out, "Chloe, come out here for a second." I looked up, confused, but she had already run back in, enthusiastically pulling me in front of Leo. "Leo, look, this is my best friend, Chloe." I didn't want to look up, afraid my face would scare him up close. But Stella forced my head up. As expected, a flicker of disgust crossed Leo's eyes. "Chloe is the best. She's always sharing her things with me," Stella gushed, then suddenly pointed at my clothes as if discovering a new continent. "Wow, Chloe, that bow-shaped pin on your shirt is so cute. Can I borrow it?" "I'll give it back tomorrow," she said. She was asking, but her hand was already reaching out to take it. I dodged immediately. The pin grazed her finger. It didn't even bleed, but Stella shrieked, "Ah! My finger!" It pricked me. Leo immediately tried to grab her hand to check it, but Stella whipped her hand behind her back. Her eyes were red as she looked at me, full of hurt. "Chloe, why would you do that? I thought we were best friends. If you didn't want to lend it to me, you could have just said so. Why did you have to do that?" Wow. I just can't believe it. The other students crowded around, all convinced I'd done it on purpose. "Chloe, why are you so selfish? What's the big deal about lending her a pin? Do you have to make such a scene? Seriously, it's an honor that Stella even noticed your stupid pin. You think you make it look good? You're already ugly. We've been polite enough not to say anything, but now you're this vicious too? Apologize to Stella and give her the pin as compensation. Now, or don't make me get physical." I stared coldly at Stella. "What are you pretending for? Who told you to just grab it? You think you can just take my things whenever you want?" She was frightened by my harsh tone and whimpered, about to speak, but in the next second, "Enough. You're Chloe, right? Stella considers you a friend and introduced you to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't even glance at someone like you on the street. You've been harassing me with DMs nonstop, and I'm so sick of it." Leo's eyes were filled with rage, his disgust for me completely unconcealed. Everyone was stunned. My eyes widened in disbelief. "What? When did I ever send you DMs? What DMs are you even talking about? Stop pretending. I seriously regret setting up an auto-reply on my socials. It just gives people like you an opening." Leo looked like he was about to gag just thinking about it. "You spent all of last year harassing me from different burner accounts. I'd click on the profile, and it was just a page full of your selfies. It made me want to puke. Have you ever looked in a mirror? And now you're jealous and targeting Stella? How can there be such a toxic girl in this world?" The bell rang for class. Leo shoved past me and left. I walked back to my seat, a cold chill running through me. I could hear the mocking and scornful whispers all around. Everyone was muttering about me, how I was a toad lusting after a swan. But I knew one thing for sure. I would never have sent DMs to anyone. There was only one explanation. Before Stella swapped our faces, she was the one obsessively harassing Leo. And if I wasn't mistaken, he thought she could sing because she'd sent him my old singing videos. That night, I studied late and was the last one back to the dorm. As I was washing up, my face started to feel itchy. I looked in the mirror and saw that my acne had started to clear up, and my eyes seemed bigger. My heart pounded. Was this the system backfiring? I immediately thought of my dog, Pippin, and texted my mom to ask how he was. To my surprise, my mom was still awake. She replied excitedly, "Pippin took a nap after his lunch this morning and didn't wake up for hours. We were so scared. But we just took him to the vet tonight, and the doctor said he's miraculously showing signs of regressing in age. We just got home. He's already hopping around on the stairs, playing with his toys." I was overjoyed all night. The thought of playing with Pippin like we used to when I went home for the weekend kept me tossing and turning. I was in such a good mood the next day that I practically skipped into the classroom. So gross. She was already ugly, and now with those puffy dark circles, she's even worse. I hadn't even put my bag down when I heard the mocking comment from behind me. I ignored them, took a sip of strong coffee, and started studying. A few minutes later, Stella walked in, carrying her backpack. She looked a little darker, and her finger was wrapped in a comically large bandage. Even though it was her hand that was hurt, she was limping. What shocked everyone more was that Leo had walked her all the way to class. Stella knew everyone was watching her. She deliberately slowed her pace, gracefully settling into her seat. Her desk mate sighed. "You've got it made. It pays to be beautiful. Leo himself walked you to class. We've been in high school for 3 years, and I've never heard of him being close with any girl." Stella lifted her chin, feigning modesty. "Oh, it's nothing. Leo is just a nice person. He thinks I'm too naive and worries I'll get bullied, so he looks out for me." Her words made the others sigh wistfully. "It's because you're pretty. If we got hurt, no cute guy would be helping us." But one girl muttered under her breath, "Whatever. She's not that hurt. She's just faking it to get attention. I was just turning the page in my workbook." I heard her and just smiled. We weren't little kids anymore. We could all tell what was real and what wasn't. But in the face of absolute favoritism, the truth often doesn't matter. Leo stood at the door, not leaving right away. A few moments later, several boys came panting up the stairs, carrying a huge box of Haagen-Dazs. "It's hot today, and everyone's stressed with school, so I'm treating you all to ice cream." Amid a chorus of excited screams, Leo walked into the room and stood at the front, a bright smile on his face. Stella is a bit shy and kind, so she doesn't speak up when she's bullied. I hope you'll all look out for her from now on. With a carton of ice cream in their hands, the students were practically drooling. They all eagerly agreed. As they ate, they couldn't help but marvel at Stella's good fortune. Sigh, what's the point of living for people like us? She's pretty, born to be the main character. A total high school romance heroine. Only Stella is worthy of such a perfect guy. Leo overheard them and a small smile touched his lips. He made sure to add, "Of course, not everyone gets ice cream. A certain selfish, jealous person can forget about it." All eyes turned to me. My desk was empty, save for a single workbook. The room erupted in harsh laughter. "Haha. In this day and age, the pretty girl gets the hot guy, and the ugly girl just gets to fantasize over her textbooks." I didn't react. I just turned and looked out the window. The cicadas buzzed loudly. The vibrant green of summer pulsed with life. Countless secret, budding romances were blooming. But at this age, not everyone needed to rush to pick the fruit of love. There were things far more important than romance. Like your future. From that day on, Stella focused all her energy on winning over Leo and preparing for the school festival. She was convinced she'd soon be able to swap everything else I had left. So she kept finding excuses to borrow things from me. But she didn't notice that the items I gave her were getting weirder and weirder. A dog-themed hair clip, a bizarrely shaped sweater, a strange brand of sanitary pads. Once, I didn't even bother to pretend, I just gave her a bag of dog treats. And she ate the whole thing without a second thought. Visibly, my skin was getting clearer and my features more defined and delicate. But to keep Stella from noticing, I started wearing makeup to make myself look worse and wore a mask, claiming I had a cold. She gradually stopped paying attention to me, spending all her free time with Leo. During evening study hall that day, the class was unusually quiet. Everyone was pretending to study hard. The results from last week's mock exams were about to be released. The test was incredibly difficult, and everyone thought they had bombed it. Suddenly, a late Stella walked in, wearing a mask. Oh my God! That's the newest LV bag. The influencer I follow just bought one. A girl near the door shouted, her eyes sharp. Everyone's head shot up, their eyes wide with disbelief. You have to remember, Stella was on financial aid. Her old backpack used to have patches on it. Puff, this bag was only $38,000. It's nothing, Stella said, a blissful look on her face. Leo bought it for me. He's always so generous. Every time he takes me out to eat, it's at a 5-star restaurant. A single meal can cost almost $10,000. Oh, and Leo said if I like bags, he can take me to buy Hermes. Apparently, that whole street downtown belongs to his family. Stella fully expected to be the object of everyone's envy again. But this time, the gossip mill wasn't churning. Everyone was more worried about their own academic survival. TCH, it's just test results. I could get first place with my eyes closed, Stella scoffed. She went back to her seat, plopped her head down on my old dog cushion, and went to sleep. At the same time, I quietly pulled a mirror out of my bag. I took off my mask. My skin was flawless, so fair it almost glowed. My eyes were clear and bright, my lashes thick. My nose was high and straight, my lips naturally pink. I was even more beautiful than before. My face was completely back. That meant Stella's life-swapping system had totally failed. If that was the case, then her face behind that mask, and her soon-to-be-announced test scores. It was easy to imagine what they would be. After class, I went to get some water. I never expected to run into Leo in the stairwell. I didn't stop, but he blocked my path. Congratulations. You actually got first place in the grade this time. To jump from the bottom all the way to the top. Did you really do it on your own? First place. A wave of joy washed over me. I had been mired in failure for so long since the system took effect. I was finally back on track. Especially since this test was rumored to count toward a special commendation that would give you extra points on the college entrance exams. Of course, I did it myself. I threw the words at him and tried to leave, but he stepped in front of me again. I wasn't prepared and bumped right into his chest. My mask almost fell off. He was startled for a moment, then jumped back, his expression even more sour. Chloe, what trick did you use to swap your scores with Stella's? She's always been number one. Why did your rankings flip this time? I checked the security cameras and didn't see anything. What did you do? Under the dim hallway light, he was frowning so hard. I suddenly laughed. Leo, there are a lot more things that will surprise you. For example, are you so sure you found the right person? I looked up. Our eyes met. His pupils dilated slightly, a flash of shock in his gaze. Your eyes. I finally realized what was happening, clutched my water bottle, and ran back to the classroom. By the time I got back, the news that I was number one in our grade had spread like wildfire. Everyone was staring at me in complete shock. Stella's seat was empty. Not only that, but starting from that class, she didn't come back to school for several days. On Friday, the night of the school festival arrived. I hired a professional hair and makeup artist to create a custom look for me. While I was getting ready in a private room, I overheard Leo on the phone outside. Stella, why aren't you here yet? The makeup artist I hired for you is already here. And the dress is the one you said you wanted. If there's anything you're not happy with, just say the word and I'll have them change it. Can you please just come out and meet me? His voice was tinged with a desperate plea. You haven't let me see you in so long, and you won't come to school. Can you tell me why? Are you avoiding me, or is it something else? Tell me what the problem is and I'll fix it. Just please don't ignore me. Hello. Hello. When I came out, my makeup done, he had his back to me, frantically redialing his phone. So even the school heartthrob could be this pathetic when it came to love. He deserved it. I gathered my dress and got into my family's Rolls Royce. As evening fell, the moment I stepped out of the car, the passers-by were stunned. Is that a celebrity host the school hired? Oh my God, she's so ethereal and beautiful. She looks like a movie star. No way, the school never said they were bringing in outside help. Could she be one of our students? Are you kidding? If there was a girl that gorgeous at our school, I'd know about it. She's a total goddess. Even though everyone was dressed to the nines tonight, I was still the center of attention. I made my way to the school auditorium, just in time to hear the host announce my performance. I quickly moved to the steps, and in an instant, all the stage lights focused on me. The big screen showed a close-up of my face. The entire auditorium fell silent. Someone backstage screamed. The boy next to Leo saw me, his jaw dropping so wide you could fit an egg in it. He frantically poked Leo. Holy shit, look. Is that Chloe? Are you sure it's not someone with the same name? How does she look like that? I'm not interested in looking at someone that hideous. Leo was impatiently staring at his phone, not bothering to look up. Until I walked onto the stage, the music started, and I sang the first line. The phone in Leo's hand clattered to the floor. Stella, he whispered. He looked up in excitement, and when he saw the big screen, his pupils trembled. In the sea of darkness in the audience, He shot to his feet, not caring about anything else. When my song finished, the audience slowly came back to their senses, then erupted into a deafening roar of cheers and screams. Chloe, you're my goddess. I love you. Mom, I'm in love. I'm turning gay for her. She's so beautiful and sings so well. Gorgeous. Stunning. She should debut right now. I'm not watching the rest of the show. Chloe, sing another one. Goddess, don't go. Sign my program. When I walked back to my classes section, all my classmates were staring at me in shock. Their eyes were glued to me. You're Chloe? I nodded. Can't you tell from my voice? The boy who spoke blushed instantly. Sorry, I didn't recognize you. You're just so beautiful. I smiled. It's nothing. I was sick before, and the medicine had hormones in it, so my skin looked bad. I started wearing a mask a while ago for treatment. It's all better now. The boy standing face to face with me was blushing to the roots of his hair. The other guys shoved him aside, scrambling to get in front of me and ask me to the dance. Chloe. I realized Leo had appeared behind me. His chest was heaving, and his eyes were shining with a frightening intensity. Chloe, I have to ask you something. Did you once record a video of yourself singing Blue Lotus and upload it online? You were wearing a light blue dress, in front of a full-length mirror. I looked at him like he was trash and nodded. It was you. He ran his hands through his hair in agitation, so nervous he couldn't even look at me. His voice trembled. I'm so sorry. I had the wrong person. I can't believe I got it wrong. I knew something felt off. I apologize for how I acted before. But why didn't you explain anything back then? I gave him a humorless smile. People usually only believe what they see. In that situation, even if I had defended myself, would you have really believed me? Leo's face flushed red from his neck to his ears. He looked down, unable to meet my eyes. Chloe, your performance just now was amazing. It was the most perfect thing I've ever seen. I wanted to ask you to dance. Before he could finish, a shrill scream cut through the air. Chloe, you bitch. What did you do to me? You ruined me. You did this on purpose. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you today. It was Stella, wearing a mask and a hat, looking like a demon from hell. She lunged straight at me, trying to scratch my face. Just as she was about to step on my dress, a few boys reacted quickly and grabbed her. She fell hard to the ground, her mask and hat flying off. Ugh, I'm gonna be sick. The first boy to see her face let go instantly and started dry heaving. The others crowded around to see. When Stella was forced to lift her head, everyone's throat tightened. Her face was covered in long yellow fur. Her eyes had shrunk, her nostrils were flared, and her teeth were crooked and uneven. She looked terrifying. Help. A monster. I'm not a monster. You are. Stella shrieked. She scrambled over to Leo, pleading, Leo, someone did this to me. I'm begging you, please don't leave me. I wasn't avoiding you. I was trying to get my face fixed. Just give me some time, okay? You can't be with Chloe. She's a bitch. You said you'd only like me. Did you forget you said I was the one you were always looking for? But the boy just stared at her with disgust, all understanding now clear on his face. If I'm not mistaken, the person who kept harassing me from burner accounts, that was you, wasn't it? You got plastic surgery to look like that before, and now you're having complications, right? No. That bitch did this to me. She did it. In front of everyone, Stella coughed up a mouthful of blood. The students screamed. In the chaos, she went berserk, rushed at me, and slapped me hard across the face. I didn't dodge. I just smiled coldly and grabbed her wrist. Chloe, be careful. Leo rushed forward to save me, but I stopped him. Don't worry about me. Just call the police. Because right now, even with all her strength, Stella's slap felt like being hit with a cotton ball. And call 911 while you're at it, I said slowly. I have a feeling our dear classmate Stella doesn't have much time left. At those words, it was as if Stella suddenly realized something. She stared at me in disbelief, her eyes shot with red veins, before she went limp and collapsed. Just before she hit the floor, I caught her. You want to know why you turned into this? Fine, I'll tell you. I leaned in close to her ear, speaking in a low voice only we could hear. It's because I knew about your system's secret all along. From the day I was reborn, Everything you took from me belonged to my dog. In fact, I should thank you for trading your life so he could spend a few more decades with me." She listened in despair, the trembling in her body growing weaker and weaker. Tears leaked from the corners of her eyes. You knew all along." Stella's eyes widened one last time before she lay still on the ground, without a breath. The school festival was cut short because someone died. The medical examiner determined that Stella's organs had aged prematurely, and her death was not connected to anyone else. In the following weeks, I went back to my routine of classes. The fame and titles from that one night at the festival didn't make me complacent. I knew that life was a vast wilderness. The attention and gossip of others were not a part of my life. My life was in my own hands. Self-discipline and striving for better were the main themes. It was my senior year. I had to seize every second to study and build the best possible future for myself. Leo was deeply shaken after witnessing Stella's death. He stopped trying to bother me and became much quieter and more withdrawn. Later, we both took our college entrance exams. He did well and got into his dream art school. I also got into my dream school, F University, to study the major I'd always wanted. During college, I would often receive postcards from Beijing. At the end of each card, there was always a line, "I'm sorry. I hope you're well." I knew who they were from. I also knew from the news that he was doing better and better. He had made a name for himself in the entertainment industry with a popular high school drama and had gained countless fans. He often said that I was the best memory of his school days, that my singing had gotten him through his toughest times. In his most recent postcard, he wrote that while filming the school drama, he couldn't help but think of me. He thanked me for being the brightest part of his high school years, for showing him that a girl so talented and outstanding could exist. But I never replied to a single one. Our lives had just begun. The past had long since vanished like smoke. He had his own dazzling stardom, and I had my own brilliant life. The present was good, and the future would be even better. The end.